Hi there, everybody. It's Cassie. It's the same day as the last video I did, but I got a request and it was something that I actually wanted to do, so I figured I would do it. And that was how to make your photos look a little bit more realistic. I did touch on a video. I did not touch on it in a video that a few months ago, but I have changed how I edit quite a bit. So I will leave the link to that one in the description below if you want to watch that first. But if you want to watch this one, feel free to keep watching. I am not a professional in any way, so I've not ever taken any classes on this. This is all self-taught and just something fun for me. So I apologize if this isn't up to your standard. You don't have to watch if you do know how to do this stuff and a lot better than me. Maybe make your own tutorials and I'll happily watch you guys as well. So I decided just to res out a few things, make it look like I'm actually living here, and I am wearing my Second Life character at Mischief Managed, Alexis Cromwell. Sorry for all the stuttering, I'm tired. And we will just take a quick photo. Now, something I always do, I hit Control 0 to zoom in. If you Control or Command, if you're on a Mac, you're going to hold down Control and click 0 several times until you're happy with how zoomed in you are. And you can, I hit Control Alt and then hold down on the left click to position myself how I want instead of using the camera tools. Sometimes I do use these if I just want like a little nudge and to still be in focus. But I actually am going to go in a lot closer than I started. I figured I would do mostly a headshot just so we could get into the nitty-gritty on how to edit and make things look a little bit more realistic. This isn't going to be something that I'll probably I might put it on my Flickr, but it's not one that I'm going to be like, oh, this is awesome, you know? So we'll see. I'm lagging quite a bit because I already have my shadows high. If you look right here, they're pretty high. I can lower them right now just for while we set up. That is like a little tip if you're trying to take a photo and not lag too much, just turn off your shadows until you're ready to use them. If you think this is okay enough to put on Flickr 2 when I'm done, let me know, and then I'll feel a little bit more confident. So I am on my highest settings. I always go between high and ultra. Let's look at our preferences together. Let's see what it all is like. Oh, I'm on ultra. I have everything clicked over here. Basic shaders, atmospheric shaders, advanced lighting model, ambient occlusion. I have everything on. I just did a video on how to take a photo with none of this on, like as low as I can go with raised object sculpt as well as avatars, level of detail. But aside from that, like, it was as low as it can go. But this one is for the more advanced computers that can handle these graphics. If you can, that's awesome. I understand completely if you can't. Try to use how I do the editing to that example as well. But because I have this so high, I'm also able to have depth of field as well as ambient occlusion. So when we get to this point, I am going to raise my ambient occlusion. I like to raise up my scale, my max scale. This changes the grain of your photos. I also raise the factor and I lower the effect just a bit and raise the AO soften. This just gives it more like a shadowed effect and adds that ambient occlusion where it can, I feel like it shapes your avatar a lot more. It makes it look a little bit more realistic just doing that alone. Like that already is a huge difference for me. If you do zoom out, you will see like there's like weird shadow grains around stuff. You can't see it here, but it isn't pretty to have on. Normally, this is really just for photos, or else it just looks weird. Okay, so now we are going to mess with our preset, or wind lights. I'm going to go to New Skylight, so if you like the lighting that I use, you can download it in the description below. I just put it on my Google Drive, and you can do with it as you please. So I will be messing with the lighting just to give it a more cooler tone instead of the normal dark browns that I do. I think I'm wearing the wrong skin, but whatever. We'll do the skin for now. I normally go paler, but it's fine. I will do a video just showing how I do my wind lights in the future. I'm so bad at explaining it. The last few videos I did on it, I feel like I didn't explain it properly, and I still probably couldn't now. Maybe I'll interview someone that knows what they're talking about, but I just do this in how I want to. You know, it's fun for me. This is how it works for me. If it's not your thing, then that's fine. So I am just tweaking the colors on how I want it. Normally I like to go more for like this browner tone, but since I want to do like a more cooler tone, I'm going there. I'm using This is such a dumb name because I just kind of typed it. This is my normal regular vlogging light that I've been using. I should rename it sometime. But I'm just tweaking it. And this is a tweak off of my old vlogging light, and that was a tweak off of Anna Adored's Realistic Ambient. So it's just kind of like telephone with lighting. I'm going to raise my distance multiplier just a tiny bit, and then I can make this a little darker. And I know that shadow is probably so annoying right now on my face. I'll fix it soon. Keep all these pretty neutral as well. I might go a little brown with this one. Let's see. Maybe not. Because I can always still stay brown, and then I can edit it with Channel Mixer. So we'll see. We'll see what I do with this. I'll probably change it a million times. So now I am just messing with the light of day, like the time of day, and then also the angle of the sun. You can adjust that to how you please, so you can make it how you like it. I like it like this. I think this already looks pretty cool. I might just adjust the shadows a little bit just so you can actually see the shadow detail. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And I'm just going to click Snapshot to Disk. I have it pretty high. I have it at about 3,000 width and like 2,500 height, which I know a lot of people go way higher. I don't know if that just lagged me. I know a lot of people go way higher, but that's just what I have mine at. Now we are going to be opening it up in Photoshop. If it'll stop lagging on me. I probably have to turn down my shadows now. Have them too high. So let's put them down here, and we'll open Photoshop again. Much better already. And you're going to go down to Snapshot 5. I am using the Firestorm update. That was before the Baked on Mesh update, just because I've been getting so many shadow errors, like line errors through my photos, or I've been crashing and I can't have my graphics high on the newest update. So I've been using the Firestorm viewer before that. I linked it in my last video, but if you didn't get that then, I will link it in this video as well. First thing I always do whenever I go to a photo is I hit Control J or hit Command J, and that starts a new layer for you. If you don't want to do that, you can always just go right click, duplicate layer. It's pretty easy. And I am going to pause them just because that indicator down there was annoying me. So we have the photo right here. We can zoom on in and check it out. You can already see just with the skin I'm using, it's the Lumi skin from Nylon Outfitters. Another really good skin. There's a lot of them for Genus heads. Just look around, and if you are able to handle the Baked on Mesh viewer, you can probably see a lot of older skins that are really up to date and really awesome. And find your favorite skin. I know there's this one skin that my friend Soul likes to use, and it looks so realistic. I shared it on a video, on a live stream in the past. I can't remember the name right now. Sorry, guys. If I do remember it, I'll link that below as well. I am frequently stopping because I'm coughing a lot now. I just got back from the convention, so I'm all sick, con flu, you know. Okay, so we have our second layer right here, and I honestly like it a lot how it is. But let's go with our curves first, and then I will start messing with lighting. So we are going to go to this middle layer. It's my favorite thing to do, and click around and see if we like a different lighting a little bit better. Sometimes there are different tones that will work better and help add a little bit more realism to your photo. It looks like a lot of it is staying pretty neutral, just where I'm clicking. It'll change more if I click something lighter. But it looks like it's being pretty neutral. So let's go. I'm going to log out of here. It's spammy. That's pretty green. Let's stay with this. It's pretty simple. I'm going to click on the line itself and mess with the curves a bit. There, I like that already. And we're going to click back onto layer and click a new one. I really like to go to selective color a lot. I like to do this pretty much right away just because I don't always like how orange I look. I like to make it look a little bit more like tan. Looks like it's taking a little bit to change. It's normally the yellows that I mess with a bit and remove. I like to have more like a cool tone skin instead of yellowish. So we're going to go to yellows now. And we just mess with the mixer, play with it, and see how you like it. I'm not seeing too much differences in the face, but if we go this way, it's a little more pink instead of yellow. And I had a lot of fun last time messing with the neutrals, so let's go with that again and see how different it is. And I'm barely tweaking it, it looks like. Here we go. I like it like that. Okay, I still haven't even touched it yet, and I'm already really happy with how this looks. Another thing I like to do is go to Gradient Map, and then we are going to click on the bar right here that has the shades, and go over here where it's black and white, and then click OK. And then we are going to go to right-click it, or you could even just go to up here where it says normal and go down to luminosity. And that just adds a little bit of shading to it, like you can see before and after. I might lower it a bit, like maybe the opacity down to like 70. Let's go to 50. There we go. It's just a lot of little things. I'm sure you can do this in a much easier way. This is just how I like to do it. We're also going to go to exposure and raise the offset just a little bit, barely at all, and tiny bit on the exposure, and tiny bit on the gamma correction. So everything just lifted a little bit. And now I want to light up some of our clothing because our black got very muted because of the contrast. We are going to go down here, hold down on the sponge, and go to the dodge tool. If you ever hover over these, you can see which quick keys you can do for these. Dodge tool is O. I think B is burn. Could be wrong. What's B? What's burn? Oh, it's also O. Okay, so you can just switch it that way. So, and I think it's Control B. We are going to, I don't want to do that. What am I doing? We're going to go to dodge. Okay, so dodge, and we go back on our layer, and we have it set on midtones. We're going to go to shadows for now, and we're going to have it very, very light because we don't want it to look washed out. I'm going to go down here and just start lightly coloring. It's good to go even lighter wherever the light source is coming from. It looks like it's coming from right here as well as a little bit up here. So I am dodging a little bit up here as well. And let's keep going. So we have a little bit on the knee, and then we're going to keep going down here. And it's not to like highlight it like crazy. All we're doing is just lightening it up a bit so you know that they're actually there. There's clothes there, you know. So keep going with this. I like how you can't even see the cigarette. I had a cigarette in the hand and it's gone. Now we're going to go to midtones and go over it just a little bit more. Try not to go over the top. I have my screen lighting dark, I think. So let's make sure that it looks okay on my screen. Yeah, it's not over the top. I'll keep it like around here, just so I know I'm not going crazy. Sometimes it's kind of stupid. Sometimes YouTube will change the lighting on my thumbnail if it looks too dark for them. So some of my photos look like my thumbnails look way too like light, and I thought it was just me, but it's actually YouTube doing that. It's pretty annoying. I did this without even thinking. I took the brush tool, I have it on multiply at 10%, and I clicked a red color, and I am just adding a bit of blush to add some coloring to it. I like doing this a lot because if you ever look at, I think it's face coloring tones, maybe, like the best way to do how a face looks, what colors a face would be. You have like yellow gold, the rosy ruddy, the blue green. It's always nice to kind of like show what colors you should do for that to make it a bit more realistic. So red around the brow, the cheeks and nose, and then we're going to go like a little bit yellow on the forehead. Well, you can't see that. And then you go a little blue around the chin and mouth, just very lightly, just to kind of help bring it out a bit. I'm putting it over the nose a bit too. It's such a subtle thing, but like ever since I started doing this, I really like how it looks. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of highlight under the eyes where the bags are, over the lip, and then on the each side of the chin where I like to put my cleft. I don't like this line right here where the lip is. So often I will go to spot healing tool, get rid of it completely. Oop, too much. You can also go hold this down, go to the patch tool, and you can remove that as well. If you see any little weird squares like this, you can also just go over them really quickly, patch, get rid of them. Sometimes that's from ambient occlusion if I don't do it completely correctly. It's good to kind of like test it out and take a picture and see if you like how the grain looks on it before doing it. And I'm also going to blur in a bit before I sharpen. So let's just blur around the lips, soften them. With Genus, you don't really have to do this. I feel like Genus did a really good job blending their lips to their face. But I like to do this with my Leluca head. Just a little. I don't want to get rid of my freckles, so we're just going on a few spots. Now we're going to take the burn tool, and now we're going to do the same for under eye. Oh, that's too dark. We're going to do this with mid-tone though, so just really lightly. I probably still will have to fix a bit of it because it looks a little dark to me already. Yeah, I'm going to go back. You can hit Alt-Control-Z. I'm too lazy to even move my hands, so I'm just going back. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just so I can see how it looks far away when I do this. Sometimes that makes a huge difference. When I did photography in real life, again, it's just self-taught, I would do all these editing close up. I'd zoom out and I'm like, oh, what did I just do? Looks so bad. This is before I've even really like looked up tutorials and stuff too. I would just kind of wing it. I don't know how I ever had any clients, but I did. I am not getting the effect I was going for, and it's really annoying. I'm just trying to get some under eye. There we go. I want some under at the Cupid's bow and that at the cleft of my chin because I like to have a little chin cleft. And without baked on mesh, I can't have that many layers, so I do what I can. And then I'm going to just dodge the lips a little bit more. Upper part of the lip too. And then the eyes just a bit. Now then, let's zoom on out and see how it looks so far. It looks pretty cool, but we can add a bit more to it. I'm actually not liking the curves as much as I thought, or maybe it's the selective color. Something about it is throwing me off. But we are going to go to Photo Filter, and we are going to go to Sepia. Sepia, I feel like, adds a nice brown overlay to it. Makes it look a little bit more natural to me. I'm going to put it above the curves, though. Like, at least above the selective color. And you can mess with it how you see fit. I might get rid of the gradient map, or I'll just lower it a bit, because I'm just not feeling it. There we go. I like that better now. I'm also going to go back in with my dodge tool and shadow and play with this a little bit more, just until I'm happy with the overall effect. And honestly, if you need to start over, feel free. I mean, it takes me, like, there's a lot of times where I'll take a bunch of photos and I hate them. Like, if you ever look at my desktop, there's quite a few of these that I took photos of, and like here too, and I just never cared for them. So I never edited them or finished them. And it's sad because some of them are like with friends, and I feel bad for never editing them, but I didn't like how mine turned out. Okay. I might darken my chin a bit. It looks a little too light. So let's go into highlight. Darken it a bit. There we go. And on the nose as well. There. I like that a lot. I'm going to mess with one more curve. Nope, not that. One more curve. See if I can get a different tone just a little bit. It looks good, but I like I should have just kept it brown when I was taking the photo, but it's fine. I can still get it how I want it. There. Okay. Now, there's some cool brushes on DeviantArt, and I like to add those sometimes just as for some like little dust particles around the light. You can seriously just search dust particles, or like that's all you have to search on there and you'll find it pretty much right away. I'll leave the link for it still in the description below, but it's pretty easy to find. And they have different types of brushes. You can see them right here. Some of them move when you click on them. Some of them stay, like this one stays. I like to have my soft light. When I have it on soft light, I'll have it kind of high because it doesn't show up super intensely, but you can already start to see it showing up now. It kind of just looks like photo scratches. I just like it a little bit. You don't need too much. You can blur it if it's too much even too. But I like it. And then, as always, we are going to go into sharpen as well as filter, noise, add noise. And I feel like that always makes a huge difference on photos. I'm going to raise it to 10 this time, have it a little bit higher. I still am not liking that chin. I almost regret making it be there. So let's lower it a bit. Oh, wrong one. Let's raise the shadow a bit. And then we'll burn a highlight. Try to even it out a little. There. So, what do you think? Do you think this is good enough to put on Flickr? Do you like how this tutorial looks? Was it even realistic or was I being a tryhard? Let me know. You can be as honest as you want in the comments. I'm okay with taking criticism. I hope you did enjoy this though. I'm still messing with it a bit, so if you see me doing that, sorry. I hope you guys did enjoy this though. If you have any questions at all or if you want me to touch on subjects that I didn't already, let me know. Or if you want me to go over a tutorial I've already done and start it over, I will happily do that too. But thank you so much for watching. It always makes me really happy when you guys do watch. I'm going in with the sharpen tool right now. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.